So, if money was no option, what clubs would you buy? Today is the fantasy set of golf clubs for 2019. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to pick out, not necessarily the most expensive, but my fantasy set, and definitely probably what your fantasy set would be of 2019. Before we get into the video, I want to know, I want you to comment down below, what would be your fantasy set? So money is no option. What clubs would you buy? I want you to know your driver, your fairways, your irons, your wedges, and your putter. And you could spend some big money there. Let's get straight into my fantasy set for 2019. So straight away, we're going to start with the big dog, the driver. What would that be for me? To me, I'm going to go for the COBRA F9. Now, the reason I picked that is it's one of the drivers that I have used this year, and it's the driver that I'm currently using at my gaming club. So for me, a driver is a very important club. I need something I know I can get on with. The rest of the set, I feel like I could add in some new things in there, but straight away, first off the gun, is the COBRA F9 Speedback, and that is $349. So we're going to keep a running cost here. $349 is the COBRA F9 Speedback. Let's see how much we can spend. Well, not necessarily how much we can spend, but let's actually see how much my fantasy set of 2019 would cost. Second in there, we're going to start with the fairway woods. Now, I've recently started doing some club reviews, and I've actually tested the Ping G410 fairway. And what I would do is I would go for a 5 wood. I wouldn't go for a 3 wood. For me, I would go for a 5 wood, not the LST version, just the normal 5 wood with stiff hazardous smoke shaft. That would be exactly what I would go in my fairway. So I'm going to go driver, 5 fairway. For me, I don't tend to get on with a 3 wood, so straight away, 5 woods going in the bag. What is that retailing at? So, retailing at this year, $249. $249. So, we've gone so far, $349, $249. Look at this running cost we've got going down here. You could soon spend some money. I've not even got into the irons yet. Now we're into the hybrid section of this. So straight away we've got the driver, we've got the fairway wood, and we'll go for a 5 wood, which is 17.5 degrees. So I'm going to go for an option here, and I think we could all kind of think about this if we had the opportunity. Remember, fantasy set, we can spend as much as we want, we don't care right now. We would actually have a hybrid and a utility iron in there. So the hybrid that I would like to use is, and the one that I've tested, is the CALLAWAY Apex. Really nice looking club, very good behind the ball, something I can use off the tee, out the rough, and on the fairway, so very versatile. Utility iron, I would go for the COBRA 1 length utility iron, and I would go for that in a 3 as well, so both of my hybrids and utility irons would be a 3, and I would swap and change these depending on the conditions. So, what have we spent so far? CALLAWAY Apex Hybrid, which was $249, and now we can add to the running total down here on the right hand side, the utility iron of $149. So a little bit of a cheaper option, but it's a club that I'm currently gaming and I absolutely love it. It's almost like a cheating stick. Honestly, it is so easy to hit. So we've got the COBRA F9, we've got the fairway wood, we've got the 2 hybrids, which is my hybrid CALLAWAY Apex, and then we're going for the utility iron in the 1 length COBRA utility iron. So we've got some really good options here that we can swap and change, and we've got nice gapping from the driver, then 17.5 degrees in my 5 wood, 20 degrees in the CALLAWAY Apex Hybrid, and then my 3 iron utility 1 length in the COBRA. Now onto the clubs, and it goes without saying, if we're gonna do a fantasy set of 2019, there's probably only one brand we can use. That is PXG. They're definitely the brand that everyone's talking about at the minute in terms of how much they cost, the kudos around them, oh, you've got PXG, and you definitely have that feeling of being superior down at the golf club. Well, certainly I get that feeling for the people that have them down where I teach. So I think without further ado, it would be good to kind of include them in my fantasy set of 2019. To me, it'd be silly not to. Now, these retail at £400 a club. So if we were to go for 4 to pitching wedge, that would be £2,800. Now, I don't know enough into them in terms of is there upcharges for shafts and grips and things like that, but if I was going to take a set off the shelf, the XG 0311 P Gen 2 iron, that would cost me a staggering £2,800. Look at our running total go now. So it's now time to talk wedges. We've got wedges that are my pitching wedge, which goes down in my PXG set. We're now going to talk about specialist wedges. And now my specialist wedge lofts that I'm going to go for are 50, 54 and 58. But I'm going to have a blend of what I'm going to have in there. Straight away, this is a clubs that I've actually used as a kid and going back to. And if you watched my channel this year, you've noticed that I've used the COBRA clubs in jet black grips, jet black shaft and jet black Forged Tech irons. Stealth, I know. Really love them. So I'm going to go for the Titleist SM7 Vokies. Okay. And I'm going to go for them in jet black. They retail at $149 a club. And I'm going to go for them in my 50 and my 54. So I'm going to have the SM7s in 50 and 54, $149 a club. And then I'm going to go for the PM grind. Then I'm going to go for the PM grind 19 tour Callaway wedges. Jet black again. So straight away, bottom of the bag is looking super, super stealth. Now they retail at $129 a club. So straight away my wedges there, I've gone 149, 149, 129. Look at this running total go now. Now, without further ado, it's time to get on to the putters. So, as a kid, as a young player, and still now, I'd absolutely love a Scotty Cameron Circle T. These are actually tour only, but if you go on eBay, you can actually find some of them. Now, what one would I go for? And what would I actually could use is probably two different things. But I'm gonna go for what I'd love to have, even as a collector's item, but ultimately love to be able to use in my bag. As you all know, I currently use the EXO Gold 2-ball, so a mallet style putter. But I absolutely love the look of Scotty Cameron Newport 2.5 Tour putter. Got a little bit of the retracted neck, short neck, lovely looking putter in black. This is what I'd love to have in my bag. Probably couldn't be able to use it on a competition basis, wouldn't feel comfortable because I'm not very good with those kind of putters. But ultimately, that's what's going to go in my fantasy bag of 2019. So not actually a club from 2019, but it's a putter which is timeless. Everybody knows what the Scotty Cameron Circle T putters are, so they certainly are a timeless putter. Now, they do come with a big price tag. £1,395. Yes, you heard me correctly. Wow, they are expensive. Now, as you can see here, I've spent a ton of money. Look at the running total. And okay, is that actually necessary for all the top clubs? Well, I think it really just highlights how expensive golf clubs are getting. Now, we don't necessarily have to spend this amount of money to play good golf, but I thought it'd be a fun video just to talk about, if money was no option, how much could we spend? So, is spending a staggering £5,618 worth it on a set of golf clubs? In my opinion, no. You can definitely spend a lot less and get just as much of a bang for your buck and enjoy your golf just as much. Now, a lot of people buy these because it is kudos, it is big, they are big brands, they are very good clubs and the technology is very good. But is it worth it? £5,618 a set of golf clubs. For me, it's a little bit ridiculous. But there you go. Money's no option. That is my fantasy set of golf clubs for 2019.